Hi, I'm Quinlan, and in this video, I'd like to share 5 things that you should know about Japanese black bears before you come to rural Japan. And towards the end, I'll also share the story of an Australian trail runner who wrestled a black bear and lived to tell the tale. Number 1, don't run. You've probably heard the joke before that you don't have to be able to run faster than a bear, you just have to be able to run faster than your friend. That's not necessarily true. If you stand still, but someone near you runs off, the bear is going to chase the runner and leave you alone. In fact, there was a case about 3 years ago where a number of construction workers doing some work at the edge of a forest, the bear came and approached them. A few of them stood their ground and didn't do anything. One of them screamed and ran like hell, and the bear chased after the guy who ran, ignoring the other guys who were standing around staring, and it ended up scratching him up a bit and putting him in the hospital with a need for stitches. Number 2, bear bells. In Japan, most hikers wear bear bells. You can seem irresponsible to some people if you're not wearing one, but despite this, there is no real conclusive evidence that bear bells help prevent bear attacks. And a number of people who have been attacked by bears were wearing bear bells, and it didn't seem to have any effect. I think having a normal conversation, talking with your friends, making noise is just as, if not more effective than a bear bell, because then the bears are going to notice you're there. So what do you do if you're hiking alone? I recommend making a bear call, which is kind of like a woo! This loud noise like that, and that scares away bears. Or you can sing. It's a lot of fun when you're just out completely alone on the trails to sing a song as you're hiking. You said, ain't this just like the present, to be showing up like this? Or maybe not. Maybe we should go with the bear call. Number 3, time of day and season. Bears are most active at dawn and dusk, and so if you're hiking in those times, you want to be most mindful that you're more likely to meet them than if you're hiking in the middle of the day. Also the season, in early spring, when they've just come out of hibernation, they have newly born cubs that have not learned to avoid humans yet, and so you're more likely to see mom and cubs early in the season when the cubs are just going around curiously exploring. Also in the autumn before hibernation, when they're gorging themselves on beech nuts and other wild plants trying to fill up enough for their long winter hibernation. And then in the case of Japan, also in June, people go foraging for the bamboo grass shoots, or nemagari-take, and they are also popular among bears. And so a lot of people are meeting and getting injured by bears when they're foraging for these nemagari-take. Just be aware if you're walking down a trail in June and you hear a weird alarm going off just off the trail, that's probably someone just setting their phone to make lots and lots of noise to scare away bears while they're foraging in the underbrush for these bamboo shoots. Number 4, what to do when you do meet a bear. In most cases, there's absolutely nothing to worry about, even if you see a bear, unless you see it right from up close. Most of the time, they're already running away by the time I notice them. There have been a couple of occasions where I saw the bear before it saw me, and in that case, I just called out to it in a calm voice, "Hey bear, person over here, what you doing?" And it looked up, noticed me, and turned around and went the other way. And in the other case, the bear looked up, saw me, and then just kept walking in the direction it was going, sort of across the trail and away. Not so much running away from me as much as just not caring about me at all. So most of the time, something like that is what's going to happen. That said, there are cases when bears attack. There are dozens of moon bear attacks in Japan every year, and I see them. I follow them in the newspaper, and I get notifications, and so I see a lot of them. In that case, what should you do if the bear charges you and comes after you? And that is going to be less than 1% of the time, but if it does happen, you fight. You fight, protect your face, protect your neck, let the adrenaline pump in, and throw the bear off a ledge if you're near a ledge. I'm serious. Let me tell you a story of a bear attack that happened maybe about a decade ago to someone who was working for a friend of mine. He was a trail runner, and he was trail running on a path that goes along sort of the edge of a slope that goes down to a river, and there was a bear taking a nap in a tree right above the trail. And of course he didn't notice that because he was just running by. He must have made noise or something because the bear got startled and fell out of the tree branch and landed basically right next to him. I was pretty pissed off. I mean, just probably hurt, didn't know what was going on. And here's this guy. And so it came at him and clawed the hell out of him, really attacked him. and he wrestled with the bear, protected his vital, neck and face, and ended up with adrenaline-powered strength, throwing it off the ledge into the river and getting himself back to the trailhead. And he was, of course, pretty badly clawed up, and he had to be hospitalized, I think, for something like a month, and his left nipple was completely torn off. To this day, that guy has no left nipple. There is a silver lining to the story, though, in that he, well, let's say some sparks flew between him and one of the nurses that was taking care of him when he was hospitalized for all those weeks. But that is for another story, perhaps. Keep in mind that Japanese black bears, or moon bears, are just in the main island Honshu and in Shikoku. There are no more bears in Kyushu, and in Hokkaido there's a completely different kind of bear, the higuma, or Japanese brown bears, which are a completely different story. Again, remember, in most cases, even if you don't follow this advice, even if you scream and run for your life the instant you see a Japanese moon bear, in most cases it'll be fine, even though that's the worst thing to do, and they will often be triggered to chase after you and attack you in that case. They don't always do it. They might already be running away by the time you saw them, so you both scream and run in opposite directions. So I don't think you really need to stress too much about bears when you're hiking. And when you're hiking trails and camping, you're not camping in a tent so much as in one of these emergency lodges, and so you don't have to worry about them being attracted by your food. Most bear attacks in Japan don't happen to hikers anyways. They happen to people who are foraging, generally elderly Japanese people, who are either walking around country roads in the evening or very early in the morning, or foraging for wild vegetables. There are very few cases of them attacking foreign hikers and tourists. However, these bees are really bothering me. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you're still watching, I'm going to assume that you're someone who's a little bit more interested in the channel and what I've been up to, and so I just want to say thank you. I've been away in the States for about 5 weeks and really busy doing a lot of guiding on the coast and up here in the mountains as well. And that's been keeping me from making new videos. But it's kind of a good thing, actually, as a lot of the reasons why I have made this whole channel and these videos is to publicize this area, glorious North Japan, and to encourage more people to come and visit here. I'll just repeat, I do guiding work. There's a link in the description. There are so many places that I can take you up here in North Japan. Just visit my website, shoot me an email, or hit me up on any one of the different social media that I'm on, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, etc. I do hope that I can get back to making more videos and showcase some of the beautiful festivals, and I want to also start making videos around Japanese sake, because I'm starting to do tours around Japanese sake as well. I don't talk about it too much on this channel, but I'm actually a certified international sake sommelier, I'll have you know. So I know a thing or two about sake, and I love explaining that and bringing people to tastings and things like that. If you're curious about where I am right now, I'm actually near the 8th station of my favorite volcano, Mount Iwate, and this is a sacred little grove to Fudo Myo, or Achala in Sanskrit, the immovable, who is a fierce Buddhist protector. There's a big rock that is said to look like the flames that are behind him in the paintings and statues that he's often depicted in. And so this is a sacred place to him that the Yamabushi would come and worship. Sadly, the Yamabushi culture is pretty much gone from Mount Iwate, but I still love to see the traces of it. But that's a topic for another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.